All right, let's do this one last time. But for the first time, my name is Kieran RH. I've not got the intro written in front of me. Shit, I saw Spider-Man last night.
Great
I'm
start,
trying to play
Kieran.
over it. My name is Kieran RH, and I was bitten by a radioactive New Japan Pro Wrestling. Fuck picking a single wrestler. And for the past 1 year, however many months, I've been the one and only podcast host of Into the Wrestleverse, and I've got a tweet out that we are live on YouTube, baby.
Yeah, so while Kieran does all the admin stuff, I'm going to be here. My name is Trent, if you don't know me. Libby will be joining us later, but we've got a very lucky exclusive situation, being able to bring in a New Japan guy to help talk us through this thing as well. We're also joined by the Great O'Khan. Say hello, Great O'Khan. I realize I don't know how to do his voice, so I just made him sound girly. But we're also joined by Naito right here. He's here. Joined by some Stardom wrestlers. Mayu Watani right here. And also from Marvelous, Takumi Iroha right here. So we've got a mixed tag match going, brewing here. So be sure to let us know who your favorite is and why it's me.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still doing stuff. But that's a great little segue. I can talk. I'm typing. I've got to get this out there. You know,
Can you talk? Because we gave you the chance to talk in the intro, and you botched that in like 3 words.
We've got Connor Mays here. Connor, part of our Discord, which you should check out. Go to the WrestleWin.com website and you can join there. Connor's always lively, great dude. Part of our Patreon as well. We all love Connor as part of the team. Connor, thanks for being here, mate. Even though I saw on the Discord, Connor, my mic's a million miles away from me. Sorry, people. I saw on the Discord that you didn't think this card looked good. I had to give you that L emoji. I had to give you it. I'm sorry, dude. I love you, but
are you one of the people to drop the emoji on him?
I'm one of the people that dropped the L emoji.
I get it. I get it. Like, you look at the card, and on paper, it maybe doesn't blow you away like a Wrestle Kingdom, because you got a newbie in the main event. You've got House of Torture in a title match. You know, you've got a unproven Claudio in New Japan. We don't know how he's going to go in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I can understand maybe a little bit of apprehension, but yeah, I mean, the reason we're here doing this as a live show instead of making it exclusive to the Patrons of Into the Wrestleverse is because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to be excited for. And that's why we're here.
There's so fucking much to be excited for. We don't want to dive too much into it. We want to wait for Libby. We want to wait for our third person. She is more fun than me. Quite frankly, the show's probably better when I'm not on it, and it's just Trent and Libby because they go off the fucking rails. But the aim here is we are going to talk about Dominion. I'm still trying to do tweets, but I'm so excited.
I mean, I can take this off the rails if we want to, because there's other stuff to talk about.
Blind Raw is also part of our Discord, and I'm pretty sure he's part of the Patreon. Thanks for being here as well, for chatting along, mate. I love our Discord. It's a small community, but everyone's real good. There's no one's a dick. If you've got a controversial opinion, if your name is
Kieran on there,
if your name is Connor Mays and you've got a controversial opinion about the Dominion card not looking great, you're not gonna get shit. You know, no one's gonna be a dick to you. It's gonna be a nice conversation. You're allowed to have your opinions.
I know. I saw multiple L emojis dropped his way. I was feeling for him.
I mean, you know, did you? I'm curious. I want to go on my phone and check now, trying to see if you actually gave Connor an L emoji.
I did not drop an L emoji. I did not. I was nice because I'm a supportive person. I'm inclusive. It's all about Choco Cast. A little bit of audible happiness here on Wrestling Podcast Universe. We don't spout negative opinions. We don't drop L emojis on people. Everyone's entitled to their opinion as long as it's pro-cheer propaganda, who has a title match next Sunday. So I'm going to be really depressed on the next Wrestle Into the Wrestleverse episode because she's probably not winning, but I'm going to believe she can. Just like I always used to believe that Jungle Kiana could win a singles title. And look where that got me.
It's the hope that gets you, man. It's the hope that gets you. But, you know, people hoped we would get Danielson versus Okada, and look where we are.
What did Canada do to deserve this double header?
Right. It is wild that, like, oh god, is it too late to get on a plane? Could I do my Tokyo trip?
Isn't it sold out? I believe it's sold out.
Bro, there's ways, isn't it? You
see someone out.
You see someone out front. You hit them with an RKO and you take their ticket.
That's not how you operate. You're just going to be like, "Oi, bruv, give me a tick."
Yeah, exactly. I reckon I could get away with being Ospreay for I could just say that I'm Will Ospreay. I wouldn't sound the same
if I say part of the United Empire. Wear the Great O'Khan like face thingy, with the question mark.
Yes.
Pretend you're like a secret member.
Walk around with like 2 women on my arms, and no one will know the difference between me and Great O'Khan.
Well, just pretend you're one of the women.
I mean,
You might have to shave.
yeah,
but...
I was about to say, man, damn, bro. Like, I got a better chance of being Great O'Connor, I'd like to think, than being one of the women.
Yeah, I don't think you got the same riz as Great O'Khan.
No, Great O'Connor, all hell. Did unsuccessful. No, apparently Forbidden Door perhaps hasn't sold out yet. But if it hasn't,
got a chance.
if it hasn't sold out yet, then it's we all knew we was getting Omega versus Ospreay. We was all pretty confident in that, but
Yeah.
I don't think any of us saw Okada versus Danielson coming.
Well, because everyone's been talking about Zack Sabre Jr. versus Danielson. Like, that was the match we were meant to get last year. And so I think people just assumed, we'll get that next year. Doesn't look like that's the case now. I'm thinking that's getting pushed to All In. Get the Brit at his home ground.
That's the dream, right? Like, if they're not giving it to Forbidden Door after it was meant to be at Forbidden Door last year, they know it's a match that they're not going to offer that, take it away because of injury, and never give it to us again. We're going to get it.
No. Yeah.
Surely for All In is a better situation for this match than Forbidden Door. But very good point here. Zach is working Joe. They're very clearly building to that on the Ring of Honor stuff.
I'm glad we got people in the chat because, like, this duo at the moment, our AEW person isn't here yet. She's getting ready. So, like, we can talk about AEW stuff. We don't know what the hell's going on.
No.
I don't know who the tag team champions are. I barely know who the world champion is.
It's still MJF. Yeah, still MJF.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it means I'm probably seeing MJF as MJF as champion at Forbidden Door. Yeah.
Well, that's if he works it. He wants to work Great O'Khan or nothing. So
I gotta admit, I wouldn't be upset if MJF did not work Forbidden Door.
There's your anti-MJF bias coming through.
Fuck MJF. All my homies hate MJF.
Because now we're on YouTube. I should ask this. Like, do we have to be careful with our language so we don't get like copyright restricted or something? Not copyright restricted, but like they put like the warning language. You don't get. Not that we're probably going to get monetized anyways, but
No, we'll be fine. But we've got a couple of people. We've got Anton Garcia saying Yota Tsuji is without a doubt the future of New Japan. And we got Jacob Rule also saying he totally exceeded our expectations.
I got another shoulder here when they do a Yota Tsuji one of these. He's joining me.
It was so impressive, like the way they showcased him from beginning to end, from his debut to his entrance tonight, to the whole LIJ thing, like them not being sure whether they wanted to fist bump him and stuff like that. The presentation was wild.
I know some people weren't sure about like him not doing the shows beforehand, hiding him and stuff. And like from a quote unquote kayfabe perspective, that made sense, keeping things secret. Watching this match was just a trip because you didn't know what was coming. You knew he had one move, that spear.
Trent, I have to interrupt you. We're joined by a very special guest. We're so lucky to be joined by this person. She is the third member of Into the Wrestleverse, the best member of Into the Wrestleverse. The one and only Libby Cadman is finally here.
Hi, what's up? Just did a quick rush, got myself together, was watching Dominion in my pajamas. Now got real clothes on. We're winning. It's a Sunday. Hey, hello.
Connor's over the moon that you're here, Libby.
We've
been waiting.
Where was my message saying Trent?
Maybe he needed to see all
you, man.
three.
I didn't give you an L emoji.
All three together.
Everyone's pumped that Libby's finally here. Me and Trent were we were too eager. We were like, Libby's not here. Let's just fucking go.
I'm going to the Discord now. I'm giving Connor that L emoji retroactively.
There it is.
He's giving it to you, Trent.
Thank you. I'm putting the phone away. Phone is away.
It feels false at this point. It feels false.
Now it's forced because no one's cheering for you, Karen.
Well, well, we all got to recover from Dominion because, oh my God, what a fucking great show that was today. Holy shit. How are you guys feeling after that?
I think it's an easy show of the year for me. Like, I was obviously at Wrestle Kingdom, but it was New Japan at its best. And I don't want to say New Japan is back because they've been back for a while now.
Yes.
Dominion is their second biggest show of the year. And they just went all fucking guns blazing, everything. Like, so here's a question from Connor. Is it worth watching for the match quality? It's like everything delivered. There was not a bad match. I don't think there was a bad. Okay.
The heavyweight tag match you can skip.
Let's run through. Go on. So opening match for Dominion: Will Ospreay defeating Lance Archer in 8 minutes to secure his place against Kenny Omega at Forbidden Door.
Finally. Oh my God. The stretch to get here has been painful. Like, we all knew where this was going. I'm so glad it's finally like cemented. It's happened. I didn't catch this one, but I heard good stuff. Like, this was a really good, like, fast bout for the both of them.
It was perfect. It was a perfect opener. I was surprised to see Ospreay and Archer were opening the card, and it's a perfect placement now. Ospreay hitting 4 hidden blades to get the win. You know, Archer beloved by the crowd. And then the post-match promo to Ospreay saying, you know, he's coming to Canada. Ospreay versus Canada. He's not coming to just face Kenny Omega. He wants to take everyone. Fucking let's go.
We're getting that
country.
Shawn Michaels image of him like pumping the flag in Montreal and all that.
Liam raises the point of Ospreay and Archer did not get the Claudio is running late memo. I woke up and like, you know, I woke up like 5 minutes before the show and stuck it on the TV, and I'm gone on the New Japan website and I saw the dreaded New Japan black and white logo. You know, if you see that, something's gone wrong. Yeah. And I saw it was Claudio and match card order changed. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, they've had to replace him with someone shit. They've dropped it down the card. And I went in, I was like, oh, he's just running late. I was like, fuck, like, that would have been so disappointing to not have Claudio. But yeah, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Forbidden Door 2 in Canada. Let's fucking go.
Very interesting. Ospreay wrestled a very babyface match here.
Oh, I think he's...
Yeah.
I think he's a babyface in Japan for all intents and purposes.
I think
particularly babyface.
I think that's one of the good things about Japan. There's not an over babyface. There's not a big time heel. It's just whatever the situation kind of calls for.
House of Torture.
Yeah, I really feel like the tide has turned on the United Empire. Just full stop in terms of like the Japanese crowds just love them so much. They're so cemented as a unit now. I really feel like the whole unit is actually much more face leaning than they were at the beginning. And it's kind of out of necessity, like in a way that is just the reaction that they've got and are getting, and it works. And I think it works perfectly in terms of, you know, the way that Kenny and Will have this relationship now. It's kind of like history repeating itself. Will is kind of in a position Kenny was in all those years ago. Like, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? It feels right.
100%. And hopefully this will be round 2. Hopefully round 3 are all in Wembley, so that me and Libby can see Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay in London. Second match on the card, LIJ defeating Just 5 Guys in a redundant match. It didn't really have any place on the card. Third match. Yeah, exactly. Third match on the card. Catch 2-2, perhaps surprising in winning back their junior tag titles at the first time of asking. Jet
Very short run.
Winning and dropping straight back. I wasn't as high on this match as I was their other 2 matches. This was the third. They had the one in Tag League and then the first title match. I liked it enough, but obviously the talking point here is the post-match. Clark Connors coming out to challenge Catch 2-2 for the titles, and Dan Maloney, as Jacob Rule has said, attacking Catch 2-2 from behind and joining Bullet Club.
Yeah, I didn't expect this. And I also didn't expect the rest of the night to have gone the way it was for Bullet Club. But I really like it. Like, I'm kind of sad for him to leave the United Empire. I was like, he's a nice little addition to that. But I think this is almost better for him in a way. Like, there's much more room for him to be Dan Maloney in Bullet Club than there is perhaps in United Empire.
Yeah, he does feel more of a Bullet Club guy. You know, I feel like United Empire, it's like, oh, you're like a foreigner, but you're not established in that kind of scene. You're someone that Will Ospreay probably bumped into at a show randomly. Therefore, United Empire. But now that he's in,
the connection's a bit more deep than that. I can vouch for that.
Yeah. But now
Trent
he's in
is not
Japan.
convinced of bestie status. Okay, he needs to see some more.
Kieran can pretend to know all these wrestlers and be besties with them, and have photos together and wrestle with them. But yeah, I dive deep in the story. They bumped into each other once at a Nando's. That's about the extent of it.
You know what? They probably.
I know my British culture.
This is how UK people make friends, Trent.
We all gather at Nando's and we all agree.
We have Nando's
have
here.
The same chicken
fucking
dish.
Expensive.
It's gone up. It's gone up in price. It's a crime. I'll tell you that. Nando's is not the cheap eats anymore.
No, it's not. Fucking.
It's never been cheap eats here.
I definitely said in like. Prior to Best of Super Juniors, I thought we would get Clark and Ishimori post Best of Super Juniors challenging for the tag titles. Obviously, Ishimura injured. I don't think you thrust someone into a group just as a replacement for injury. So this was always there.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like what we'll get onto obviously the other members that joined Bullet Club shortly as well. But I like what they're doing with Bullet Club. I've got to say with David Finlay.
Yes.
Fourth match on the card: Zack Sabre Jr. defeating Jeff Cobb to retain the NJPW World TV Championship in less than 9 minutes. This is one of the quicker TV title matches, and I can't say I'm never going to be upset. Zack Sabre Jr. can hold this title forever, and I'm a happy boy.
If he
he just
out
delivers.
counters like that finishing pinfall,
That
give
was
me Zack
beautiful.
Sabre Jr. all day, every day.
Right. He just like this is like a mid-card belt, right? But he makes it worth watching because he's delivering who he is and a little bit more.
I'm still very much Zack Sabre Jr. for Wrestler of the Year trained. Like, I don't think there's not a runaway Wrestler of the Year this year. I don't think. Like, usually we get to this point and there's someone that's kind of in the minds of people. I
feel like everyone who's got a case has kind of not wrestled a lot.
Yeah,
like, they've put on great matches, but they've had like a part-time schedule, maybe, which is difficult to counteract against like your, there every day, every week, grinding it out. But we're coming to tournament season, G1, 5-Star Grand Prix, N1. This is where people kind of set their case for Wrestler of the Year. So we've got all that to look forward to next month.
And then the next match on the card, we'll let Trent take over for this one. IWGP Tag Team and Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships, 3-way match. Not a single tag made in the match, I don't think. I didn't know this was a tornado rule.
Really?
I'd be surprised if there was a tag made in this match.
I didn't even clock it.
It was anarchy. It made my life very difficult doing things that I can't discuss, as you guys know. I was like, fuck me. But I thought it was fine. Like, considering it's house torture and everything, it was chaotic. It was fun. It wasn't ever gonna stand out on this card. But Trent seemingly hated it.
Well, look, I didn't hate it, but like, if you're asking like match quality, are these matches worth going back and watching? No. Like, if you want to know what this match looked like, it's just playing with your dolls and everything goes everywhere. That's what it was. It was just messy. It was chaotic. It wasn't like, it was kind of funny at first, and then like it was just constant like, oh, we're interfering, oh, we're interfering, oh, we're interfering, and I'm just like, okay, there's Choco Pro on YouTube. I should just go and watch that if you're just going to do it like this.
Okay.
Oh, so on brand for you to do a Choco Pro plug right now. Love this.
You've missed so many, Libby, in the 5 minutes you missed at the top of the show.
Wow, is that a record? Proud of you.
The talking point of this match is again the post match. I legitimately shouted at the top of my lungs.
Really?
The Bullet Club War, but some music we haven't heard hits. The screen shows Bullet Club War Dogs. We're all like, who the fuck's this gonna be? And enter Gabriel Kidd and Alex Coughlin. I shouted so fucking loud. So did Jacob Raw. Like, my fiance Hazel come running in. I was like, Hazel, come here, because she loves Gabe, she loves Alex. I'm so fucking happy for them, and then to be in the G1 as well. Like, I'm over the fucking moon for those two guys.
You need to go and talk with your boys. They're turning bad.
What
should I have done to them?
Bro, I literally messaged Alex straight away. Like, we had a bit of conversation, me and Alex, already. Like, I'm so chuffed for him.
So are you a Bullet Club guy now by association?
Oh.
He was like, I'm finally doing stuff. I'm a bad guy.
He's not
I feel
wrong.
that pain.
Oh, man.
Just flex a bit harder, Kieran.
You're big arms there, Trent.
No, that's just fat.
Listen, I think this is fantastic in terms of, like, I always think it's much easier to really get your feet off the ground on who you are working as a heel than a face, especially in a place like New Japan. And Bullet Club has so much room for people to grow, even though it's probably stupidly so the biggest faction in the world. And it's like an amoeba or a growth, and it just will not stop expanding everywhere all the time. It's kind of ridiculous. But I love it.
All the
for
offshoots,
them.
like Bang Bang Club and House of Torture and the Australian offshoot they've got going on or something.
I know, I was shitting myself. I thought it was going to be two of those guys that nobody knows from like the Tamashi tapings.
Hey, Caveman Ugg was there. I know him. We're boys in the sense I saw him.
Which one?
I don't have texts with him. Actually, but...
Oh, Caveman Ugg, did you say?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. But let me go to the Wikipedia. Yeah, Australia. What if it was Lyrebird Lucci or Stevie Phillip?
Oh, come on, man! You don't know them? Oh, they're icons of the scene, man.
We're
Pick your
asking you,
game
Trent.
up.
But no, I like, it's so funny because Hayes, my fiance comes in and she's like, I can't believe a member of Bullet Club slept on my sofa. Because during Alex's excursion in the UK, he crashed at our house. And
So
like,
is the goal now to get one from every faction?
yeah, that'd be interesting.
You can't host the whole Bullet Club because like you'll die before you have each one of them on the sofa.
I've got to say
there's
though,
too many.
I do agree with Liam. Like, I feel Gabe makes sense. He's very cocky in the ring. He's very outspoken. Like, Bullet Club's a natural fit. But Alex,
he has a huge chip on his shoulder. That's like his character.
100%. But Alex Coughlin, he definitely. I love the man to pieces. Incredible in the ring. I don't want to say I think he'll struggle. He might flourish, but I think it's going to be a learning curve for him to have to be the bad guy. I think he might be better as just the muscle, the stay silent, the ominous. Do you know what I mean?
He has like so much integrity in his wrestling style, you know. He goes for that strength and winning on his strengths. And so it'll be interesting to see how he can mix it up in that way.
I think as well that style lends itself to a babyface. Like if you watch his matches, he's not a known wrestler. He will go into Ring of Honor, like he had the match versus Sparta, got no reaction. But then he does these ridiculous feats of strength. Like obviously the one thing he does that no one I am aware of else is doing is that bit where he'll be flat on his bum, have his opponent in suplex position, and then stand up. And he does it, and every time, then the crowd is just like, "What the fuck?" And they come unglued without fail. If it's in the Ring of Honor show, they lost their minds, and that was after like a Dynamite or Rampage taping or whatever. So there wasn't many people there, and it got a big reaction still. Like that's type of stuff.
Eagles situation where like they bring him in as the heel, they give him a chance to kind of get himself over, and then he becomes popular because he's doing like those kind of feats of strength, which they're going to cheer. And like from that, like then people start to get behind him, and then they can do I'm kind of cool, I'm popular, and then they betray him like Bullet Club do, and then he's over as a babyface over there.
I would like him in Bullet Club for longer though. Like I want to see.
Prove me wrong. I hope so.
I don't know if it was on purpose or it was him or whatever, but he did seem out of all of them the most reserved in the fuck you, we're fucking Bullet Club.
He was more like screw you,
he
two fingers,
very silent.
I'm not ready to go middle.
He was looking out, he was very serious. And to me, as a viewer watching a character, that shows me someone who's a little reserved, is a little scared of who they're about to be, which is very interesting to watch. You know, like Clark Connors has built up the rage he now has, and it works and it makes a lot of sense. Will it be the same for Alex Coughlin? I don't know. I'm excited to watch. It's a new era. I'm all here for it.
Anyone who can grow a moustache like that can play a heel.
What are you trying to, what are you trying to fucking say, Trent?
I've already proclaimed you as a heel. You're honorary Bullet Club. You're with us or against us.
The real question is, can you grow a full beard with the mustache?
No, that's why I grow the mustache. Sixth match on the card. Never. Wait. When did the G1 entrance happen? This was
after the tag match.
After the tag match. Okay. Yep. G1 Climax lineup revealed. G1 Climax 33, 32 fucking entrants. We don't know what it's going to be like. If it's going to be 2 blocks, 4 blocks. At this point, it might be fucking 32 blocks. It's fucking stacked. Like there are. You could easily get this down to 28, I suppose.
For
like.
Sure. There's a bit of fat here.
Do you know who I popped for? Genuine, sincerely, and I said
this after.
Fuck's sake, Trent. I said this after their match with Aussie Open. I want to say I wanted Shane Haste in the G1. I think he is gonna be low key an MVP. He is fucking so I just don't think people realize he's but. We don't know how it's going to be. The big surprises that we've got to discuss are, we don't really have to discuss it, but Tangaloa is coming back. He's been injured for seemingly forever.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. We've got Kaito fucking Kiyomiya in the G1 Climax. The
audience were like, it was the loudest reaction to the whole lineup. I was like, whoa. And I'm not that much of a Noah expert. So for me, that was a real signal to be like, I've got something.
You're a no.
Maybe I'll become one. after the G1? Probably
that-
not. 'Cause there's no
Ed-
time.
Well, maybe you'll go watch the N1 since it's happening at the same fucking time, which is interesting.
Oh,
'Cause it means
wow.
Patokimiya won't be able to wrestle
I
on
was
it.
about to
'Cause
say,
Yeah.
so you're not
they
doing that then.
do overlap. Because I checked this because I was curious because it's tournament season, they all overlap. The N1 starts on August 6th and goes through to the 28th. So there's like a week where these two tournaments are basically going head to head. So
Hmm.
Kaito probably won't be in the N1 as a result. Does New Japan, like Kojima, go and wrestle there? Nagata maybe, although he's with All Japan. Will
They
they
could
sort of
trade.
give the trade?
Some yeah, I don't know if there's any of the younger heavyweights that aren't in the tournament. Like if you just compare, but
Caveman
maybe,
Ugg, perhaps.
maybe there is you and Caveman.
Well, apparently
pretty much-
they're trying to get one of some of the, like, there was talk of Jacob Fatu and the other brother, like Luke Anoy
yeah,
or
some
something.
of the MLW guys.
Oh,
right?
right.
Yeah, they might be coming over for N1, which does give them people to use if Kaito's not there.
And then Alex Coughlin, Gabriel Kidd also making their G1 debuts.
Hilariously, still with the LA Dojo.
Yeah,
branding.
they had
Which
a-
made me
no,
laugh.
Fair enough.
Makes
They were
sense.
playing kayfabe.
Kayfabe,
It
baby.
was so
It would have
kayfabe,
been a
it
bit
made me laugh.
questionable if Bullet Club logos popped up there.
Exactly, yeah, kayfabe, baby. Ren Narita, Shota Umino making their G1 Climax debuts,
Very
and
cool.
one that the Western fans, I'm sure, will be most excited for. And he got a big reaction.
Big
Eddie
reaction.
Kingston is in the G1 Climax.
It's a beautiful timeline. I'm so happy for Eddie Kingston that he gets to do this. And I think we're in for some really fucking cool matches because of it. Like, no doubt this is something that Eddie is gonna like rise to the occasion too. An Eddie Okada match for the G1 sounds like something that is unmissable.
It's going to be so interesting to see how the blocks go, whether they do 4 blocks, 2 blocks, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it is the biggest tournament that they've
They
ever
got to
done.
do 4 blocks, right? They can't run double blocks on this.
Well,
kind of
they
number.
split the graphic across. They had like
Yeah,
2
very
sides, which
down the
obviously
middle.
just makes sense, like, you know, graphically, whatever, design wise. But it did make me think, like, are they just gonna do 2 fucking big ball blocks? Like, are they just gonna fucking run that? And I'm slightly more for that than the 4 blocks potentially. I didn't love
too
the
many
amount of
people.
blocks last year.
Yeah.
Too many people, I think. You
It's
get a
too
bit
many
kind of worn
matches
out.
as well. You'd have to have 15 matches each in a month.
Oh God.
Yeah, because
It's kinda
it's a
crazy.
shorter run. It is only a month, which I think does lend itself to the 4 block system because last year it did go through pretty quick, all things considered. But look, maybe I'm
Yeah.
comparing it to Stardom, who ran a 2.5 month long tournament. Yeah, that you start to feel it a bit like I'm not wrestling there, but I'm starting to get injuries and niggling.
You're
pains.
tired too.
Yeah, like the next plan up, I've taken all those pillow bumps watching the shows. So 1 month, 4 blocks, I think does work for them.
And then next match on the card, David Finlay defeating El Fantasmo to retain the Never Openweight Championship. He's got all the new Bullet Club boys in tow with him, all very young and hungry, which is what he's aiming for with this Savage era. Very fun. El Fantasmo just wildly popular. They absolutely love
So
him.
good. What a banger of a theme song. Oh my God.
Right?
Like,
It was so good.
LP. I love it. It's so good. It's so perfect for him. It kind of, this match kind of gave me shades of Ibushi, AJ Styles. I was like, are we gonna get like a surprise, like Ishimori, like jump up on the apron or something, like distract and not follow through? Like, I really wasn't sure where this was going, but it definitely felt like it harked back to also like what Bullet Club used to be best at, which was being a fucking unit. And like having the whole Bullet Club out there, I was like, okay, this is what Bullet Club is. You know, they're the worst, but they're all together. And that's what you want to see. And you want to see that kind of, not them get involved, but them be there as that intimidating force. And it made ELP look so great. And I also love that ELP is not affiliated with anyone. He's not even Hontai. He's
He's
just
going to be Hontai. Like that, you know, you got to have mates. You got to have pals.
You do, but will they?
I think Finlay had to win here as well. Again, like with all the Bullet Club stuff, he can't be dropping as much as ALP and the crowd would have loved it. He needs
how
to win.
deflating would have been. Look at all my new boys. Oh, I lost. Like,
and then
cut the legs off before they get walking.
Yeah,
and they're doing well with Finlay again. I think, like, you know, he is coming across in the matches. Every match is an improvement, and with he's making Bullet Club his own. Like, whether you like it or not. I
Yeah.
think he's doing a really fucking good job.
I think they've been really smart in giving Bullet Club a new identity with this. Like, on the surface, it's by far the weakest Bullet Club in terms of star power, in terms of like drawing and name
Sure.
power. It's not really anyone there you go, oh, you're a big name. But this is kind of gives them a chance to create something new rather than being, because everyone saw David Finlay come out, myself included, and go, oh, this is the Jay White at home meme coming to life. Just like when Jay White came to it first, it's like, oh, there's Kenny Omega at home situation.
The Rat Boy King, as he was back then with his blue hair.
But now they're doing this where Savage, where, you know, kind of rabid kind of thing, it pulls Bullet Club into a new direction, which I think with how over 10 years this faction's been going for, this is smart to do. Will it work? Time will tell.
Yeah.
But at least we're not just rerunning the same old thing.
I think it harks back to how Bullet Club started, really. Like, they weren't the biggest names, but they were there together doing shit. Oh shit, yeah, you dunking on Bad Luck Fale.
He's chilling in New Zealand training up the next year.
He's good. He's busy,
not in the G1, so like I think everyone's happy about that.
Yeah, but I actually think this
Chase Owens or Bad Luck Fale? Sophie's choice.
Bad Luck Fale. At least it's different.
Is it?
Yeah, because we don't have any bigs in this tournament.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, like last year we had the Monster Block, which was
block.
redundant. But this year it'd be like, oh yeah, we got, you know, a big guy for a 4-minute count-out match.
Yeah. I think you made a really good point though there, Trent, as well.
I did.
The fact, I think New Japan are in, okay, let's prepare for the future mode. This was very much, you know what I mean? Like, look at this card, top to bottom. You know, you've got the tag match is for two relatively new guys. Sorry, Knight and Akira for the future. You got, you know, the tag match. You get Coughlin and Gabriel Kidd, fresh new faces. You've got Clark Connors and Dan Maloney after the junior tag match. You've got Master Watto in a big time spot. They fucking strike the rocket to him a bit. Shota Umino being in this big spot again. Yota Tsuji in the main event. All these guys making their debuts in the G1 Climax. They're trying to prepare for the future. And yeah, whilst you might say Bullet Club lacks the star power, but if they, you know, it's gonna get there because they're starting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't create stars without creating stars.
It's Bullet Club is like properly informed by its past for the first time. This is kind of how it started, you know, and it went very fucking well. I think it's for the best. It's really nice to see, even though like you can't get 100% behind it yet, but you can see where it's going. Yeah. And you know, I hope it goes well. I'd like, just for me personally, to enjoy the show, I'd like it to go quite well.
Tell me, Kieran, I've got a question for you. Will you buy an Alex Coughlin Moustache Club t-shirt?
I thought Android.
Are you predicting that?
I thought Android Club. It's got to be Android.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, yeah.
But
definitely.
Also, then people are just going to read it and think, obviously, phone. Like, oh, this person really doesn't like iPhones.
Hey, listen.
Hey, respect. I'm running a Google Pixel here.
Hey, so am I.
Hey!
Oh, I'm running a very smashed up Oppo Reno 2. Shout out to
what?
Oppo Reno.
What?
Y'all haven't heard of Oppo?
I have heard of Oppo.
Company? I have not. 7 match on the card. Master Watto losing out to Hiromu Takahashi. Very good match. Not much, like, you know, I think for time purposes, we can glance over this one. There was no post match. It was an awesome match. They delivered.
Yeah, this is a match to go back and watch if you didn't get to watch the show.
Yeah, it was awesome. I hate to glance over Wattomania, but because I love him to bits.
We wouldn't be glancing over if you won.
We wouldn't be, no. But in the essence of time, semi-main event, second from top of the card, Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii defeating Moxley, Claudio, and Shota Umino to retain the Never Openweight 6-man championships. Awesome stuff, but of course the big pool talking point, Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada.
Didn't expect that. Did not expect that as the match to come. Did not foresee this in any shape or form. I think we all kind of thought Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson for Forbidden Door. I was curious about where they would put an Okada in terms of Forbidden Door, especially like you expect him to be in that top match position. But can I see an MJF Okada match? I don't know. So I like. I like what this is. And I also find it quite funny, that footage that they have of that promo. I don't know how often they go to that mountain or Brian goes to that mountain, but all of Brian's promos through AEW are always on that mountain. That's where he always is. I guess he lives there now.
I'd like to
or
think
they
he's
shot this a
actually
long time
recorded-
ago.
I'd like to think he's recorded all of these promos for like prepping for every
Just in
person he could
case.
possibly
Yeah.
face. Just over one day he's recorded on this mountain, just so he can go back and live in like his luxury condo in the city.
I think when Moxley got on the mic and teased, you know, but we train with the best wrestler in the world or whatever he said, I was like, okay, so now they're gonna fuck
Wheeler
off.
Utah.
I thought they're gonna
We
fuck
won't
off.
tolerate Utah slander, okay? I won't have
I
it.
wasn't
won't
saying
have it.
I will join in on Utah slander. I thought they were just gonna, you know, replace Shota with Danielson, and that would be the match at Forbidden Door. It would be.
I was going to say, like, how rude is it to have
Yeah.
prepped the message of, yeah, we lost this match, but we're bringing someone back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But no, but this was obviously infinitely better. The fact that we're getting Okada, Danielson, the singles match. This is the dream match to possibly end all fucking dream matches.
I'm going to buy Forbidden Door because of this match, and I wasn't.
I mean, I'm maybe going to stay up for Forbidden Door. I've not stayed up for a US wrestling show in probably 15 years.
This will be the one. Did you not stay up last year?
No. I'm not sure if I'll take the day. I'll have to take the next day off, or at least half day. But I'm either gonna stay up or realistically, what I prefer to do is just get up the next morning earlier, and I can skip all the intros, and then the 6-hour show suddenly becomes 4 hours. Do you know what I mean?
It was very long last year. It was so long.
I wasn't necessarily going to book time off work, but now I will book time off work to make sure I watch it. Miguel, go bed, man. He says it's 5 a.m. and he's watching us chat shit. Go bed, dude.
Dedicated. This is people. Yeah, you're not staying up for Forbidden Door because you know it's not worth it. He's staying up because he knows we're worth it. I agree.
So basically, Wrestle into the Wrestleverse. Kieran, Trent, Libby own that Arrow one greater than AEW.
Yes.
Oh, it's like up, down. You compass? I'm not sure.
I wasn't sure what you were going with there, Kieran, but I caught up at the end.
You stuck it, and I'm very proud of you.
I don't know if he stuck it. Like he landed. There was a little bit of a swing, but he stayed standing and hands up in the air. It worked.
Yeah.
Main event: Sanada defeating Yota Tsuji in 17 minutes. This was quick. This was great. The start was amazing with just the Tsuji foregoing the norm and Sanada going for the leapfrog. Tsuji just being like, nah, bro, and just taking him out of the sky.
That was fucking great.
The smiliest heavyweight competitor you've ever had. Like, he was beaming through the whole match. He was having like the best day ever, and so was I also as a satisfied Tsuji girly.
He really delivered in the spot. Like he came in the everything on his shoulders, the biggest possible spot, and he belonged there. He was awesome.
How much are tickets on the Yuta Tsuji bandwagon train? Because I'd like to buy one, please.
What's that fake money? Australian money.
Excuse me. It's Australian dollars. It's a 50, which means it's worth $4.20 in UK pounds.
Oh, I'll definitely take that. I'll take £4. That'll get you like a meal deal or something over here.
$4.20.
That'll do. Yeah, and what?
Gets me like a Nando's chip.
It was so unique, Tsuji, in this match. Like, you know, doing the plancha of some sort, suicide dive tornado at the top. And he's huge. There's no heavyweights doing that. They're his size. Like obviously Ospreay can, but Ospreay's a lot more flex. Tsuji's a big, bulky, chunky boy. And the Spanish fly off the top looked wild because it wasn't overly a Spanish fly. They kind of went to
it was
the
almost
side.
like a backflip rock bottom.
Yeah,
it's like a belly to belly almost. It was really cool. But he came out looking amazing as well. The entrance music, the walk to the ring, and the whole LIJ stuff is really interesting. Like, they don't know whether he him calling for the fist bump and them all being really unsure. It is I think that we've got an interesting story coming here with Tsuji.
Oh yeah, especially because then they waltzed off to go to Mossberger after the show, leaving him there.
It's so easy to. I think we've seen some returns go wayside. Watto
this was
being
no
one
Master
of them.
Watto.
And they absolutely nailed this one. And you can tell that Suji's 100% behind it. And this is what he wants as well, which I think makes such a difference. It's kind of like you're watching somebody's dreams come true. I'm like, that is so nice. I'm all here for that. And a lot, like, you can see a lot of different influences in Suji. Like, I would not have predicted a curb stomp for Suji. But that chain of like moves before into the curb stomp was really cool. And I was like, that's such a different influence compared to what we see of like the high flying or like the Mexican wrestling, you know, like he's such a thinker. I feel like he's really thought about what he's doing and combining different styles to actually give something individual. I'm thrilled. If you've watched Royal Quest and you hear a very loud someone screaming Suji, it's me having the time of my life. Yeah, really fucking cool. Really strong way to end the pay-per-view as well. Well, not the pay-per-view, kind of a pay-per-view, the big event.
PLE?
Like, yes. Like the junior heavyweight match, that trios match delivered really hardcore. And then this, like, what a last kind of hour of the show that was just like back to back, really fucking good wrestling, a really interesting story.
It seemed chaotic top to bottom. There was so much going on, so much pre-match, post-match. Like it was hard to keep up. Like it felt like at times. I think that wraps up for Dominion. It'll probably be for this episode of us on live on YouTube and into the Wrestleverse. But before we go, Connor has got a question in which of the young boys is getting the biggest rocket in a G1 after what we've seen at Dominion. So
we're not counting Suji here, right? Because it feels like he's been
I think so. You've got Suji, Narita, Shota, and I'd even throw Alex and Gabe in there as well. But they're definitely not going to be treated to that same level.
I mean, Kato Kiyomiya is also quite young still.
I don't think that's what Connor means. But for me, out of those three, Suji, I think I would prefer most, and I like most. Even pre-excursion, but not included here. Yuya Uemura is my fucking guy. He's the one that I'm putting the house on Yuya whenever he returns.
It's gonna be big when Yuya returns. And there's a lot because of the pandemic and stuff. The young lines are very connected to each other and to the audiences as well. So it'd be interesting to see Yuya come back to see his fellow dojo mates in the positions that they are. How will he feel about that?
Yeah, it's going to be the childish Gambino community meme where he walks back in with a pizza and everything's just on fire.
It's on fire.
Respect the reference. Of the G1 people, I think I'd actually say Ren Narita's going to maybe look the best out of the G1 because we've kind of seen what Shota can do. And Suji's already been placed as kind of like he's at that main event level already. Ren Narita came back. He's in the trios stuff. That's kind of where his position is. I think this is going to be his chance to shine and kind of showcase himself. And by the end of the G1, I think people are going, because we're already excited about Ren Narita, but now we get to see him doing singles matches against, well, who knows? We don't know the block matches yet, but yeah.
I think as well. So this is usually Patreon exclusive. We were so excited. We wanted to go live and we want to take advantage of we can go live and speak to you guys. And into Wrestleverse, we obviously talk about other topics. I was racking my brain like what else happened other than Dominion because we should touch on
Double or Nothing.
I was about to say Double or Nothing happened, but that was like a week ago. Obviously, the big talking point is CM Punk officially confirmed. The
Pepsi Man doth return.
That would have been the best name for an episode of the podcast if we named into the Wrestleverse. How are we feeling, Libby, about CM Punk officially being back? You are our AEW person here.
Well, listen, in a beautiful world where everything is good, no one's a dickhead, and we all just have a normal HR meeting, maybe. CM Punk is still there, and he's doing great, and everything's cool. So, I want CM Punk wrestling, and I want him back. Like, I love what he did with MJF. I don't love what he did to the locker room, obviously. And like you hear like the Young Bucks saying like it was the worst 3 months of their lives when like all this stuff went down. You really feel for them. But it's exciting, it's interesting. I'm not in love with another show for AEW that we need to watch. I'm not in love with the idea of a roster split and kind of sticking all the problem people on Saturday night. I don't know how I feel. It's tension, but it's interesting and it's exciting.
Look,
I don't hate it at all.
When CM Punk, I loved CM Punk in WWE. Absolute, like, you know, I was ringside. I had a CM Punk sign. Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez come and ripped it up. And CM Punk saw it, and CM Punk threw me his shirt. I had that great interaction with CM Punk. And then during the match, unlike when you see it in the States, for some reason, when you're in the UK, you have to be sat during the matches, even though you watch AEW and everyone's just fucking over the barrier 24/7.
It's true.
And CM Punk drags Alberto Del Rio to the ring and he points him. He's like, "You come here." And like he goes up to the ring. He's like, "Grab his shirt." And like I grabbed the front of Del Rio's shirt. Punk grabbed back and like we ripped it off of Del Rio. So like I had that amazing memory. Like I can so vividly, obviously, fucking remember that.
Yeah.
And then the CM Punk came back to AEW. I signed up for the fight thing so that I could watch AEW. And then I kind of just fell out of love with AEW a bit. But now with all this shit and it going on for so long, it's probably the worst reaction in that I just don't care. Like, you know, I'm not like fuck CM Punk. I'm not like, yeah, CM Punk. I just don't care, and that's probably the worst reaction possible.
Yeah, it's
not the reaction
long. No, it's because it's this long slog to announcing that he's coming back, you know, saying that Collision is coming and then Collision will be on this date and then Collision is going to be maybe here. We're announced next week where Collision actually is and it's in Chicago, but we're not going to tell you CM Punk's back. Tune in next week to find out who's going to be there. It's just gone on for so bloody long. It's a relief, really, that we're here now and it's kind of fatigued it before it's happened. But listen, in a world where everything works out, a Kenny Omega CM Punk feud sounds incredible. Like it's something I want to see.
That's a good point. Apparently, I think Fightful maybe reported that CM Punk is interested in working with Jay White.
See, that would be really, really interesting. I fucking love to see that. I mean, like, I feel like Jay White's about to hit his stride in AEW now because this stuff with Ricky Starks has actually got some, like, a little bit of history behind it now that they've been working together. So there's actually reason to give a shit about them actually disliking each other. Mm-hmm. And he's on the mic now and he fucking killed it on Dynamite this week. Like, it's actually, the pace for Jay White is now there. The track is, like, open, ready for him to go. So I feel like we're about to move into some good stuff. And unless we forget Takeshita this week and Don Callis having catatonic heat, an insane amount, and panning up to the Forbidden Door sign during Takeshita's little moment on the mic. So there's something to come for Takeshita at Forbidden Door as well, which is a very, very interesting situation to think about, because I'm not sure that would have ever happened if he stayed in DDT, to be honest. They seem to not really have a relationship anymore. Very interesting time. We'll see how it pans out.
I think that there was a lot more stuff to talk about Dominion. We were pumped. We wanted to go live and make this a Dominion special of sorts. But yeah, thank you for joining us live on YouTube if you're listening later. And of course, to all our Patreons, as always, that will get to listen to this on their podcast platforms. I'm getting ahead of myself. You can follow me on Twitter at KieranRH93.
You can follow.
We usually coordinate this beforehand.
Well, because we normally coordinate because we're like we've got the video, but we're not recording the video. So like I do.
Don't follow either of them. Just follow me.
Trent, as a new member to the Suji train, I pass the torch to you in this moment.
Well, I am going to also use this moment to grandstand a little bit because we haven't had time to talk about it, but prayers up for Chris Brooks with his dislocated shoulder. Yes. Hopefully that gets up. He's saying he should be back next month, which is good with the King of DDT stuff going on, but want to see him get back to full health. And you can agree with me by following me on Twitter at OneUpCulture.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Libby_Cadman.
That was Into the Wrestleverse Live. We are Wrestle In, and now we're out.
Thanks for watching.